wanted everybody to see, thank you to our team for doing this. Not only is this a 120-year-old company, and you think of the lands, you know, Dolly, other, you know, big lands where people celebrate. This is the tree company that does it. Now, you can choose it in a number of sizes from 5 foot, 6.5 foot, 7.5 foot, and 9 foot. And then you can choose it without the flocking. This is our naked tree. I say that pun intended. Nick, thanks for helping me out tonight. The crew worked really hard. They know I love being in the dark, so they let me do this. Even my director said, oh yeah, we know. That girl, she likes to be in the dark. But do you know, with microlight technology, with this beautiful, I mean, here's that flocking. I wanted everybody to see how it looks like a real tree? Do you know this oh, look at how pretty it looks with that today's special. Okay, are you jonesing for your tree yet? I know I am. They actually took an actual mold and did that. Well, thanks again to our team for making that happen. I appreciate that. I wanted everybody to see those lights. And, you know, let there be light. Our amazing, my darling friend, fellow Minnesotan, Rebecca Wood is here with us. Rebecca, the team pulled all the stops to put these in their best light. And actually, I'm gonna look for a remote control too, so I can play with those. Yeah. Because this has a built-in light show in addition to a real mold from a real tree. It's like ever-ready technology where if you burn out a bulb, you don't have to hunt for, it's like, okay, what string of lights is that? The lights are also hand-inserted and hand-placed, which is what I do with my Christmas trees. And Rebecca, in case we've missed any of the details, I know this was wildly popular earlier today. Let's fill in some of the broad strokes. Easy to assemble, looks like the real deal. This is what the professional lands go to. And in the world of artificial trees, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the go-to company for those big parks where people like to congregate and celebrate, isn't it?
Yes, municipalities, malls, the lands we were talking about where people like to go and celebrate, they turn to American Tree and Wreath, and we've been doing it for 120 years. So think of the thousands of families where we've been their centerpiece. We want to be your centerpiece, and we want you to have that centerpiece for years and years to come. That's why you're also going to get a 2-year warranty with this. But when I tell you all of the details that come with this, as you said, it comes from a real mold. American Tree and Wreath went out into the forest. They found the most beautiful Alberta spruce they could, and they made the trees replicate that. When you feel it, it feels even like a real tree. Each one of these lights, hand placed. The technology is out of control. We have the highest technology when it comes to light. Usually people use what's called an RBG. Well, we went WRBG, which also, WRBG, I should say, yes, which also adds the white into the mix. And what that is going to allow is all of us who love those old colors of the incandescent lights, we're going to mimic that as well. You still have that bright light, but we're also, or the warm light, but you're gonna also have that bright light too, like that incandescent. Each of these still, that LED light bulb, they're micro, so when it's not on, you can't see them, but they're cool to the touch, energy efficient, absolutely stunning, each hand placed throughout the entire tree. But here is my favorite thing, Shannon.
Rebecca,
this is a game changer.
It is. If it's okay, and thank you again. My team really went to bat for me tonight because I made a couple of last-minute special requests. I just want you to see the remote, and then I don't know if we'll also be able to dim the lights again one more time. I know you want to show easy setup. There's a 2-year warranty. Kevin, I think you said the 7 foot or the 5 foot is gone. 5 foot green is gone. If you want the flock, you have the 2 dozen. Oh, gosh, you guys, I could kiss everybody's face if it wouldn't be socially unacceptable. But what I'm doing is I'm hitting the light show. Now, this is a big one for me because the thing is when my parents get a real tree, and I tell you, I get war wounds every time I have that thing because I literally crawl inside the tree to hand place those lights. What I'm doing is I'm just hitting the myriad, and when I say myriad of different light shows on this remote, honest to goodness, Rebecca, it's like it comes to life. I feel like I'm at that big park where you know the one that I'm talking about, where the mouse lives. Yes. And you know how they synchronize the lights to the songs?
Music, yes.
Like to the music, I'm serious, this tree dances. It dances with light. And the cool thing is, you don't have to scratch yourself. You don't have to worry about one of the bulbs burning out, because, correct me if I'm wrong, if one of the bulbs does happen to burn out, and these are brighter and longer running, and you can even see that brilliant addition of those bright white lights, they all stay on. So Rebecca, let's talk about easy setup and the light shows and the combinations, if we can.
So when you were talking about the technology that we have with lights, it's called continuous on technology, which means if any of these lights go out, all of the rest of the up to 1,700 lights on that 9.5 foot, down to 550 lights still on that 5 foot, they're all gonna stay on. So you don't have to worry. I know my last tree that I had lights here, but not in the middle. So I had to patch it around. It was terrible. Here, you're never going to have to worry about that. And then you're gonna have 116 light shows, Shannon. So you are right. You could go through a couple of different seasons without ever going through the same light show twice. That's how many you're gonna get. But for me, I always had an artificial tree. My mom was raised, she raised me with allergies. So I've always had it. And it was always my job as an adult to put it together. I hated it. Swear words would come out of my mouth, Shannon. That's not very holiday festive. Let me show you, you will always have a festive holiday now. You're gonna put it on. You do get, as you see, it went right in there, you do get the stand that comes with it. I love that it's 4-prong, but here's where the magic happens. I just touched it on with the foot pedal, and I wanna show you this. All of the power is right here in this pole, right centered in the middle. That's why you never have to connect any cords. I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna take A and connect it to B, and watch what happens as I put it in automatically. Did you see that? I was done.
Wow.
And all of the branches fell into place because we also have memory branch technology where it falls into place automatically.
Unbelievable. Hey, here's what's interesting. Our trees are selling kind of evenly between the flocked and our beautiful snowy cluster. It's funny, Rebecca, I looked at these trees over the weekend and I liked them, but can I tell you what? I love them. I have to have them now that I've seen the light show. I mean, let's be honest. It's the light show that, well, brings this to light, brings this to life. I'm gonna recommend at this point the flocked version. I don't know, for all of my Pinterest babes out there, I know you're one of those, Rebecca. Have you seen those all champagne but the rose gold Christmas trees? The pink or the rose gold,
right now.
it's huge. It's huge. And
that would
so
be great with this.
It would. I'm telling you, I'm doing a rose gold Christmas tree this year, and I was actually going to order a pink tree, if you can believe that. I'm going to do this. I mean, this is the most amazing thing. Now, all I'm doing is, of course, I'm just cycling between the light shows that are built into this remote. Now, remember, you do nothing. You hit a button. There's that wonderful little pedal to turn it off and on. The other thing about this is, Rebecca, and I know we kind of started with the brand name, the reason, for over 100 years, this is a company that people, well, I should say people, the companies and the parks and the tourist attractions that, let's be honest, the money is not an object to them. They could buy real trees, this tree, that tree, the other tree. This is the tree that people in the know want, isn't it?
It is, and it's for all of the reasons. Remember, this is molded after a real Alberta spruce. I mean, even when you come in close and you touch it and you feel it, they even look like branches. They're brown. They're not that metal. It looks like a real branch. And when you touch it, it feels like a real branch. But when you think of the ease, as well as that 116 light show, you get this wonderful remote, press of a button, 116 light shows. You put it from the box to decorating in 5 minutes. And then that box is so great the way it comes packaged, you can use it to put it away as well. Because let me tell you, there's nothing worse when January hits and you're like, oh, I have to put everything away. Minutes to be able to pack this away, and it will be protected for you for next year, for years and years. This will be the centerpiece of your holidays.
It will indeed. Oh man, you guys, I'll tell you, between Nick, our whole team, you know, Dustin.
Thank you for doing that.
I mean, now here, of course, is our today's special. You can see how beautifully this works. But what I really want you guys to see are really kind of the memory of these branches. I was telling our team when we were meeting about this, Rebecca, I'm obviously crazy for Christmas, hence the show. But I am really picky about my trees. Now, I do choose artificial, which kind of surprises me, but this will fool anybody. And not only because it's taken from a real mold, but can you see with the flocking and the way the tips are designed, you're getting so many lights. In fact, I can't do them from memory, but if you go to hsn.com, you'll see.
I know them, yeah.
Oh, do you, Rebecca? Can you read that
do.
as I do this, please?
I would love to. So the 5 foot is going to have 550 lights. The 6.5 foot is going to have 800 lights. And then you can see this is the 6.5 foot. The 7.5 foot is going to have 1,100 lights on it. And they're throughout the entire tree. The 9 foot will have 1,700 hand-placed lights. Remember, each of these has been hand-placed. So it really is an artisan tree if you look at it like that.
It is indeed. Boy, everybody, if I could be Oprah and buy everybody a car in this building, I would. I mean, I so appreciate all the additional. You get a tree. You get a tree. Well, hopefully you're getting a tree, and do it now. And really thanks to my team for going to Matt. I think that helped really kind of bring the tree to life. But no kidding, as good as our team was this evening, once you get it at home, it makes your heart skip a beat. It has everything that you love about, quote unquote, your real tree without, you know, the watering or the needles falling or the sparse spots. I mean, it's perfection. It's from the company that the experts go to. Get yours while we've got it. They are going though, so definitely snag it while we've got it during this Deck the Halls event. Rebecca, I'm trying to remember, is this the only item I have with you? No, I've got one more.
This is it?
This is it.
I think it is. I wanted to come in with a big bang and leave you with a smile.
I'll tell you, one and done. Drop the mic. Rebecca, thank you. So good to have you here tonight, as always. All right, well, we have more with this Deck the Halls event. I'll go back to your comments on Facebook.